How can builders here in the Chattanooga area construct new residential units while keeping them as affordable as possible for buyers and renters despite economic concerns from inflation to tariffs? Gabe Thomas is CEO at RP Communities here in Chattanooga and a former president of the Chattanooga Area Home Builders Association. Gabe, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Tell us more about RP Communities.
We've been in business just over 7 years. We started here locally in Chattanooga. We've expanded to Knoxville and Hilton Head, South Carolina. And we're focused on real estate development with a particular focus of residential real estate development. So we build neighborhoods, all types of neighborhoods for rent, neighborhoods for sale. And we start with buying the raw land and we take it all the way to finishing all the homes as well.
Give us an example or two of the company's work in the Chattanooga area.
Sure. I'm proud of all our developments, but a couple that I'm most proud of. One of the first ones we did was the Oxford. It's off Mountain Creek Road, just next to Red Bank Elementary. It was a group of, I believe, about 110 or so single floor kind of quad complexes designed for an aging population. We really focused on the quality of life that we do for those. So we built a clubhouse, we built a pool, we built a very affordable, nice product off Mountain Creek Road. We just felt like that part of town was really good spot for that demographic of buyers. That was one. And then one on the other side of town, different type of product was called the Guild, and it was all rental townhomes. So we saw a need in the market there and built, again, clubhouse, pool, focus on high quality, but they're all for rent instead of for sale. And so we do everything in between that, but we're focused on both rental and for sale at an affordable price point as we can possibly do.
What does affordable mean when we talk about the work at RP Communities? Because we hear about this all the time, the lack of sufficient affordable housing stock. It's not just a Chattanooga problem, it's a problem across the country.
There's a lot to be said with that. How we do it in particular is when we first find a piece of land, we obsess over what is affordable in that particular market. And it's different. You know, if you buy something in Ottawa versus you buy something in downtown Chattanooga versus you buy something in Hickson, what is affordable in those areas is relative to the average income in that market. Now, affordable, we can't touch affordable. I think affordable is probably the average income in that area. And you really can't touch that anymore. We just can't build. Just the raw cost of just a home alone is beyond affordable now at this point. So the word we're focused on is attainable, which is really 80 to 120% of the average median income in that particular market. And we just have to obsess over getting enough units in it to make the land costs make sense, but also not putting too much units where it's not a good living environment. Building a house that's the appropriate size, and now we're really focused on there's no wasted square footage. It takes a comprehensive, really battle of every single day, scrutinizing what we're doing and looking at things changing really quickly. Tariffs came out of nowhere, right? And so all of a sudden, how do you respond to a potentially 10, 15, 25 more to lumber out of Canada? How do you respond to that? And so we obsess over it every day of trying to provide a high quality product that is attainably priced.
How has the company changed over the years? You said it's been around for 7 years, launched a few years before the pandemic, for example.
We've changed a lot. It's interesting to start a company and what you think it's going to be versus what it is. And so we've really changed a lot. We've grown a lot, but we've really focused on getting better. I would say that when I started the company, it was how big can we be? Let's keep growing. Let's keep scaling. All of the stuff that you hear that's popular of just like scale or die and all that nonsense with the business. But a couple years ago, I didn't really feel like we were good at what we were doing. And so we really stepped back and said, what does good look like? And how do we become good at what we're doing? And one of our big sayings that it's in our values and we really mean is we're providing homes, not houses. And we mean that, whether it's a rental home, whether it's a home for sale, that really means something to the end, either buyer or tenant. It's a place they raise their family. I mean, they do everything that matters to them. And so we've spent a lot of time really focusing on honoring what that means of homes, not houses. And so as we're thinking about how we're handling our warranty, we've left a lot of customers with some warranty issues that we've had to come back and address. We've had to look at the quality and look at honoring our commitments. And so that's really how we've grown over the past few years. It's not worried about growth, but really being good at what we do and providing homes, not houses.
You're former president of the Home Builders Association.
Correct.
How did that experience inform what you and your colleagues are doing now at RP Communities?
Yeah. I'm currently vice president, about to be president again in 2026. And so I signed up for another term. It matters. What we do at Home Builders is we create a community of the home building community of builders, developers, vendors, realtors, everyone involved in that. We really focus on the partnership with our local municipalities. And I intentionally call it a partnership. What they do impacts us and what we do impacts them. And so I spend a lot of time working with a really great group of people in Home Builders Association of making our association as good as it can be, and how that impacts us at RP Communities. We're an extension of our community for home builders, and what the problems that our mayors are facing, the problems that our county commissioners are facing, that our city council is facing in dealing with affordability and really trying to impact that, and growth as well. From Chattanooga's really grown. And so we're seeing sewer constraints, we're seeing road constraints, we're seeing school constraints. To me, that's, as president of Home Builders Association, it's important that we address that with our municipality. And then as an extension, as RP Communities, it's important that we honor that and address that as well. And so it should be seamless to me. It's all one thing that we're collectively trying to provide a high quality product for our residents in this community. And that really matters.
Plans for the rest of 2025, subject to some of the headlines you were talking about earlier.
Yeah. To your question earlier about attainability and what does that really mean, we are focused on the future, RP Communities is. And so we are trying to proactively solve the problem of, and I don't want to say solve the problem, but respond to the affordability constraints that we have in our community. So I'm really concerned that we're going to look up and students of this university won't be able to afford a home. We're already seeing it. I think the average age of first-time home buyer now is like 38 years old. That's a big change from just what it was a few years ago. So I think success leaves clues. I think that if you look at high density areas where basically you take Manhattan, not that we're Manhattan, but people that give up things in order to be able to afford where they live, they don't have a home. And that's an extreme example. Or they don't have a place to park their car. They have 900 square foot homes. That's an extreme example, but it leaves clues to me of, if affordability is such a crisis, how do you respond? And so we're working on, what does density look like? And so that's the plans for the rest of the year for us, is being denser, but responsible with the density in our neighborhoods.
And for people who want more information about RP Communities, where can they go online?
rphomes.community is our main website. You can also type in just rphomes.com. So we're there. We're on typical social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Zillow is where all our homes are listed. But we house all our information on our website.
All right. Gabe, thanks so much.
Thank you.